Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody have a good day. Hope everybody did. I know I did. And I don't know about you guys, but these holidays have got me stressed out. I've been irritable today, been short with people, especially my girlfriend. Um, yeah, she is short. She's only 4 foot 11 and a half. But yeah, just a reminder for me to slow myself down at times and take a deep breath and not overwhelm myself because what the holidays do to me, man. I got off work today and we went out to Beaver Creek just outside of Dayton and did a little bit of shopping. And man, just traffic, rush hour traffic, day before Christmas Eve. Traffic was nuts and bumper to bumper. I was just ready to pull my hair out. I had to say the Serenity time, a Serenity prayer a few times in my head while I was driving. Wanted to talk tonight about ideas, behaviors, feelings, just things that I've personally been experiencing through these holidays. And it was part of the reading of the fellowship that I belong to today. And, it talked about, ideas and thoughts and feelings and new ideas and, how to change our behaviors and things of that nature. So I'm going to bring it up here on the screen and read it and just kind of share and talk about it a little bit. If I bring up the right screen. Here we go. Should be big enough for everybody to read. It says we reevaluate our old ideas so we can become acquainted with new ideas that lead to a new way of life. Um, when I sit back and reevaluate my personal old ideas, um, my thoughts, my behaviors, my actions, how I dealt with feelings when, feelings showed up or when life showed up. Um, I was miserable. Um, I isolated and I didn't share or talk about anything. And this reading talks about, with the new ideas that lead to a new way of life. Um, learning to live a new way of life can be difficult. Definitely. Sometimes when the going gets especially hard, we're tempted to follow the path of least resistance. And that was always me. I would always take the easy way out. It was easier for me to put my drug of choice on whatever issue or problem I was struggling with and isolate and hide and, crawl back into that deep, vicious cycle of anxiety and depression and hell that I chose to live in. And I did that for almost 2 decades. And says and live life or live by our old ideas again. We forget that our old ideas were killing us. Boy, ain't that the truth. That just tells me when I read that sentence to remain grateful and look at the blessings daily and staying vigilant, in my personal recovery and our recovery daily. There's so many things to be grateful for. I know you guys hear me share about gratitude and giving thanks all the time. And this is exactly why. It's like today, for example, when I first opened up, I was talking about being short fused today or just irritable. I called it my time of the month. I guess guys can have that time of the month too, because I'm having one, and when I start feeling those old thoughts and behaviors and attitudes and feelings, and I start choosing to react first instead of responding and slow myself down and thinking, I have to reevaluate, just like it says, I have to slow myself down, uh, and remember the program and the steps that I personally work in the fellowship that I personally work with. I have to remember to open that toolbox up, those recovery tools that you hear people talk about all the time. Open up the tools or open up my toolbox and use the tools in my toolbox. Says we need to open up our minds to new ideas. And that's where I keep storing all these new ideas and these new solutions. Maybe a better term to use, to get out of that stinking thinking and that thought process that I chose to be stuck in for a long time. It says working a program, whatever program you work, if you work a program, um, attending meetings, sharing with other people. I stress this all the time. It is so important, to share where you're at and just be open and honest, with like-minded people that love and care about you and understand you. Trust a sponsor or a mentor, someone that's helping you through the process and guiding you. Um, these suggestions may meet our resistance, and boy, they to this day, I am still resistant on doing my step work and doing the things that my sponsor recommends for me to personally do, and that's just me being honest and telling on myself. I talk about it all the time, because I still fall back on self will at times. I'm not perfect, nor will I ever be. But I continue to try to better myself daily and just be a better person. And these little things that I'm resistant or reluctant to, I know are proven and I know they work. I just have to get out of my own way and put in the work and do it. Falling back into self will, exactly what I just said before I even read it. I know when I fall back on my self will, I break out into handcuffs 10 times out of 10. I don't know about you all, but when I was doing what I wanted to do, life was miserable. It was not the way it is today. Life's beautiful today. It's not perfect, but it's getting better. Recovery is an amazing thing for me. Just having the ability to handle life when life shows up and stay in the solution rather than the mess and that chaos that I chose to live in for a really long time. It's a blessing. My life's not perfect, guys. And it's not going to ever be perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was a year and a half ago when I was living on the streets and homeless and ungrateful as hell, stuck in that mess. It says the closer to becoming the kinds of people we truly want to be, we want to change, to grow, to become something more than what we are today. That's why I talk about sharing your story and the importance of sharing that experience, strength, and hope to other people, because you just never know who may need to hear something that you say. You may think what you're saying or sharing or talking about, that you're rambling, that it doesn't make any sense to you in your head or in my head, because I do it all the time. But somebody out there listening may need to hear something that you say and you don't even realize it. It says we open up our minds, we try on the new ideas that we found in our recovery journey and learn to live a new way of life clean. No matter what, you just don't pick up whatever your drug of choice is, and you share and you talk about whatever situation may arise, whatever situation may pop up. If you're struggling today and you're dealing with depression, anxiety, guilt, shame, whatever it may be, I deal with these things on a daily basis. It's just how I go about it and how I choose to handle it. It says today I will open up my mind to new ideas and learn to live my life in a new way. And that's exactly my goal daily, is to live my life in a new way. It's that old saying, nothing changes if nothing changes. And I've literally had to change all aspects of my life in every manner, and open my mind up to these new ideas and try not to fall back on those old behaviors. That thought process, that negative thought process that I was stuck in for such a long time, and become open minded and willing and apply myself and really put in the work and try it. Those old ideas, the old lifestyle that I was living, it was killing me. I mean, it was literally killing me to the point where I had almost become suicidal. I was struggling. I was stuck. I felt unloved. No one cared about me. And I finally I had to surrender. and ask myself, am I ready to change? Do I really want to do this? Or do I want to continue down the path that I've been going down of self destruction? Um, and roll the dice. And I mean, that's literally what I was doing every day. I was playing Russian roulette. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can, relate to that. I was playing Russian roulette with my life on a daily basis because I chose to always take that easy way out that I just shared about because it was easier. I had become a master isolator. It was easier for me to isolate and to put my drug of choice on whatever my struggles were for today because it eased the pain, temporarily it eased the pain. It gave me a small glimmer of clarity in my mind, clarity, which we all know I wasn't clear minded by any means. But it gave me some relief, probably a better word than clarity. Um, that feeling of that anxiety, that depression, it went away for a very, very short period of time. I hid myself, not only from myself, but from other people for a really long time. Because I was afraid, I was scared, a lot of ego, a lot of pride, control issues. I just didn't want to be open minded and honest and share with people. I was afraid of who I had become, and I didn't want to be honest with people and ask for help. That's what it boiled down to. I didn't want to ask for help because I was too prideful. My ego was way too big. Guys aren't supposed to ask for help. Um, I just don't want to go back to jail. I don't want to go back to prison again. I don't want to be stuck in an institution. I don't want to have to self admit myself into a rehabilitation program to get off the streets because it's winter time. My family's seen that out of me time and time again, year after year after year. I don't want to be couch surfing um, and wondering where I'm going to get the next one or which couch I'm going to sleep on the next day. Um, it's just Groundhog Day. It had become Groundhog Day. If anybody's seen that movie, it was just the same shit, different day over and over and over again. It just never stopped. It just got worse. It really did. All the manipulation, all the lies, all the chaos that I chose to be in and was surrounded by. I was just miserable, guys. I was uncertain and I was fearful. I really, really was. Well, I appreciate everyone that's in here. I appreciate those that have been sitting back listening. I hope everybody has a awesome holiday. I hope everybody enjoys this weekend and next week. Obviously, we got back-to-back holidays, a lot of things going on. If you guys are participating in any kind of parties or family functions that it may involve alcohol or your DOC or, some uncomfortability, have an exit strategy, guys. Keep your recovery and yourself number one. Keep yourself safe. It's okay to say no. Sometimes it's hard to do, but it's okay to say no. If you're uncomfortable, remove yourself. I have to set that healthy boundary when I go to functions, and I have to look out for myself and have that exit strategy myself. Because I even get uncomfortable still to this day going into certain situations. So just be safe this weekend, through the holidays. Keep you and yourself number one, your recovery number one, and just make sure you're safe. That's what's important. Stay vigilant in your recovery and set and stick to those healthy boundaries. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys all being here tonight. I will try to get on here again this weekend sometime. I'm going to have a crazy one myself. Everybody take a deep breath if you get overwhelmed this weekend. Share and talk about it. Hop onto a meeting. Use your support. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a good night. We'll talk to you later. See ya.